Ranch. Before, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh man, that's so cool.
The shots came out amazing. This was before you fought your big fight.
Oh,
But this is my favorite shot.
oh yeah.
Come on, Tyson.
Macaroni, baby.
Yeah, come on.
Back all the way.
Yeah.
I need to get that book.
Magazine.
Suited up too. Beautiful.
Oh.
Too. So, Mike, today's a special day. So I want to thank you for your time, as we're big fans of your success. But what I'm also a big fan of is your entrepreneur spirit since you left boxing. Let's start with your first venture, Tyson's Ranch. In 2018, you opened the Tyson Ranch. Tell us about this and what the future holds for this venture.
Well, Tyson Ranch is the future of high-end cannabis-friendly alcohol lounges. And it's going to be, it's two places. We have one in Antigua, West Indies. We also making some in Ohio.
West Hollywood?
No, the one up Desert Hot Springs area. We're going to make a camp there. Those are going to be the spas and the resorts. And then we're going to, in the West California, Westwood area in California, we're going to start building Tyson luxury lounges and Santa Monica and the central Los Angeles places.
I love it. Amazing. One of my favorite
Hey, I wanted you to know these are going to be high-end lounges. They're not going to be your typical lounge. You come in, you got a bar there. This is going to be the creme de la creme and luxury lounges.
I like that. And why did you choose to make it ultra high end and luxury?
Because that's what the ultimate high end smoker really enjoys. He wants to be around people, but he doesn't want to be intrusive, and he doesn't want to be intrusive upon.
Like that. I like that. So one of my favorite podcasts, I can't even believe, is Hotboxing, your podcast.
Thank you very much. I'm humbled by that. Thank you.
I mean, you have some of the biggest names. Humbly, every A-list actor from the boxers are on your show. Tell us a little about how you came up with the name Hotboxing and the idea.
Listen, right? I'm gonna be really honest and sincere about this. I've never wanted to do no pop boxing show. I never just wanted to do this. Rob Hickman and Mike just tried this out. We had 2.5 hits the first time, I guess, and it's just been no end to it. And I'm very grateful now that I took the opportunity to participate.
It's amazing. I mean, you have some of the biggest boxers. You had the Tank. You had Ryan Garcia on, and then you called the Tank immediately, and then you got them.
Want them to confront each other. That's what I do. When somebody's on there talking smack, let somebody defend themselves. Boom, I'll bring another guy on.
But no one, ESPN, none of the big boxing analysts, the big boxing names have ever done anything like that. So cool, because that was raw and scripted.
These guys are the analysts on sports. The majority of them are so self-absorbed. They don't even have the ingenuity to think these guys are making the fight. Why don't we talk to these guys? Why don't we get some? They're not creative in that particular fashion. They're only accustomed to confronting the athlete instead of making the athlete a bigger commodity.
I love it.
The job of everybody concerned with that fight, the announcers, the check girls, the people with the popcorn, the whole objective is to make this entertainment and this experience the best you ever had. They all work in cahoots. The fighters, the guards, the hat girl, the orders, the popcorn, the drinks. Everybody works in cahoots to make this a better place and a better environment.
Very cool. I like that concept. And so, if you don't mind me asking, who are some of the podcasts that you'd like to feature? I got to believe there's a couple of names you'd love to get on the podcast.
Well, listen, I'm unfortunate I can't get Jesus, but the Pope would do.
For me, it's exciting to have you on our cover and to have you on because, again, I don't know if I told you, but when you won your championship fight, the first championship fight against Trevor Burback, it was my bar mitzvah. I was 13 years old, our party, and my dad said as much.
22nd, baby. About mitzvah, 86.
And so my dad said, as much as I love you, we're going to have the TV and the fight on also. So,
hey, listen, God will forgive you.
yeah. So, but, so I've been a fan since I've been watching you my whole life. So if you don't mind me asking, after we looked at the picture, you're in amazing shape. What's your workout routine? How do you stay in such good shape, Mike?
A lot of weights, dieting, vitamins, everything. What's the stem cell research?
Oh, so you do stem cell? You believe that works?
No, but this one works for me. This time it works for me. I went to Germany before. This is the best guy in the world. He helped everybody. It was a disaster with me. I come over here, which should have the worst success rate, and I'm back to normal. I'm fighting people in the ring.
I love it. And you're great. You look. I mean, you haven't looked this great. You look amazing shape.
Good. I'm really feeling good.
And then it was just announced yesterday or 2 days ago that Jamie Foxx will be playing you in a miniseries. How did that come to be?
Hey, Jamie's a close friend of mine. I've known him since I was champ, since I was 20. And he worked for me for a period of time. And he's a really kind guy, very intelligent man, and he deserves everything he has, and he deserves to portray me as well.
He worked for you? What did he do for you?
Well, we had phones and pages back there in Los Angeles. My friend Kevin Soyle asked me to get involved and give him some money for this stuff, and so we did this stuff, and he was working there. And most of the comedians worked for my friend Kevin, like Big Tiny Lester and all those guys. They came in, they worked for him till they became famous. And so that's how it happened.
Very cool story. The good old beepers and the cell phone days.
We're playing Tyson Hotel, and Jamie's looking at us. Jamie doesn't know what to do. He's such a country boy from Texas. He see a whole bunch of niggas on the floor shooting dice, talking shit, motherfucker, nigga, bitch, I kill you, nigga. They got guns on him. He's like, what the hell? He got a pencil pack and jacket. He's nervous. He got a jerry curl. Oh,
you miss days?
Excuse me?
Do you miss those days sometimes, just having fun? Do you miss those days?
Those are the enjoyment days on my journey to much more enjoyable days.
I love it. So, if you asking, you have another venture as an entrepreneur is the Legends Only League. Tell us how that comes.
Ooh, now that's amazing. As you see, we're bringing along guys like Jake Paul and them, and we're not promoters. We don't own them. We're not going to own you no more. One fight deal. You want to come back? You enjoyed our journey? Come on back. This is going to be no point. This is what my job is. By the time I die, the word promoter will be obsolete from boxing.
I like that.
Oh, the only thing you need is a trainer and a lawyer. And they will promote. The lawyers will be promoters now, pretty much. The lawyers are promoters.
So basically, you want to remove promoters and just keep the money to the boxers and make sure they get the money.
The boxers get everything. The boxers know all the rules, so they're responsible. If they don't know, they're late, tardy for any of the rules or any of the fees. They're gonna have all the rules. So they're going to have an opportunity for the first time in history, collectively think on their own.
And so that's basically why you started the Legends Only League.
Exactly. If they make mistakes, let them make their own mistakes. Don't let other people make mistakes with their money and their family's livelihood.
How important do you think it is? Because again, we meet so many athletes and business entrepreneurs that make a lot of money and then lose the money. How important is as an athlete to be educated when you're coming up with that money, to save the money and to invest the money so you have the money, so it compounds?
Listen, when it comes to managing money, it has nothing to do with education. You have an art or you don't. So, listen, Mr. Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller, when 1913 came, because he made the $1 billion in 1900, But when 1912, 1913, they administrated taxes on the United States. And that's what to keep guys who are the little guys like John Rockefeller from being the big guy. So they weren't that smart, so they cut up all of his office. So he had branches here, So they made him like McDonald's, and he made even more money then, and they tried to destroy him.
I like that.
But what really got him in trouble, because he's a lavish spender, so he spent millions for the garden and all that stuff, and his son came back, John Jr., had to say, hey, we can't do that. Let's pay $500,000 for the garden instead of $3 million. And he showed him how to manage money. He learned the art of money. The art of making money, he learned that real early. But the art of managing and taking care of money, he didn't learn that until his later years as an old man.
Is that someone you
learned how to manage money? And close to deathbed. Excuse me?
Is that someone you look up to? Because now you're as an entrepreneur with all these ventures.
I do respect Mr. Rockefeller, because he had an upbringing kind of like me.
Exactly. So you are the heavyweight champ, one of the baddest mans on the planet. How do you compare today's heavyweights to your time when you were fighting Lennox, Evander, some of the big names?
They're really big guys, and they hit hard. Not much of them talent. I don't know. It's just a good time to make a great division.
Would you knock out Bronx Bomber in the first round? In your best?
I don't know. It's not gonna be no first round. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a.
And who do you think's gonna win between Joshua and Fury?
Listen, I think I really think I like that. I love fucking Josh, but I think this Tyson's too elusive. He's not gonna hit him. Listen, we keeping it honest, right? I like Joshua. I like Joshua a lot, right? He don't punch. Maybe he punch harder than what's the other guy? The black guy, Wilder. He doesn't punch faster than Wilder. If he doesn't punch faster than Wilder, he's not gonna fucking touch this guy. And that's just what I see. He punches hard, but he doesn't punch fast. If Tyson Fury can get away from Wilder's fast punches, Joshua might be in trouble.
You just had Canelo on the hot boxing.
Yes,
with manager too. What do you think? What do you think of Canelo as a boxer? You think he's one of the greatest?
Yeah, I think he stands out alone. He learned so much from that Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah, and he hasn't lost since.
Yeah, he's gonna wind up retiring undefeated. I like to see him fight that Charlo guy. That's gonna be a good fight. I don't think that guy's strong enough, but I think that guy he's not afraid. He's smart, and he'll put up a good fight till whatever happens.
Oh, Charlo's a good friend. I'd love to see Charlo fight Canelo. That would be an amazing.
That's gonna be an interesting fight, but it's gonna be a knockout. He ain't going the distance.
Oh, I like that.
Going the distance.
So let's talk about also, I love your philanthropy spirit. That's one of the things I respect. The Mike Tyson Cares Foundation. Yeah. Tell us a little about, why you came up with what you do.
Just about helping people, abused families that, sometimes can't go home because there's abuse there. So they have shelters for them as well. And we make sure we take care of them, the kids and everything, get them homework, notebook, pen, pad, make sure they have food. It's almost like a free lunch thing, where it's just beautiful stuff, man. And I just always wanted to do something. I just didn't have the knowledge on how to do it. I just, hey, man, give my friend 100,000. Hey, but 100,000 could help 10,000 people. Instead of one selfish person, I can help 1,000 people with $10,000, right? Yeah. And that's how I looked at life. Why have $10,000 when you can help 20 people with $10,000?
And to me, that's why I have so much respect for you, is your commitment now to do this foundation and to give back. And what you just said is so important, is you go buy a Rolls Royce and you could make yourself feel good, or you give that money to people and make many people feel good.
No, listen, The Rolls Royce don't ever make you feel good. The next day you be like, fuck. Once you're driving out, people not say, hey, you got one thing not doing that no more. Hey, fuck this car. You need people attention because there's a big hole in me and everything, and it just absorbs everything, and I just can't find no happiness. So that's why I'm the way I am now. I don't want to ever have that experience with that hole again. It comes back. It doesn't go away when you stop. You know, it's trying you every day. That hole. It's hungry. It wants to draw your soul down there.
So when they called you to play in Hangover, did you think your part would, like that movie and your part would blow up?
Hey, listen, yo, when I did Hangover, I was on so much drugs at that time. So I'm in Vegas and I'm in this private lounge, and I noticed they got these guys in here, and I'm in Vegas. I'm the man, so I know I'm going there. I don't care who playing for this. The guys gonna let me in because I live there and I see these guys all the time. I party with the bodyguards, so they let me in. I'm in there, and then so Zach comes over and he said, "That's you, Mike Tyson. We're in a movie with you." I said, "You are?" "I am." Okay, then he went like this. "Oh, it's okay. You can stay here. I thought you was somebody. I didn't know who you were. I thought you was somebody trying to sneak in with it." And he said, "You can stay here with us." And I started laughing. "Thank you very much, Zach. Well, let me stay here with you." I could have got them thrown out. I loved it so much.
And then you just became like a Hollywood legend star. I mean, everyone went crazy.
Hey, and that's because of my good friend Todd Phillips. You know, I was going downhill for a while. Then that Hangover stuff took me up, man. Put me in a whole different category.
You know what? It brought you back to people where they appreciated what you're all about, and that's what people love you, Mike.
I thank you very much. Thank you. And I realized that. They just wanted me to start acting right. You know, they said somebody's gonna start getting this shit together. I understand.
Yeah.
People love you, but you said, when you get your shit together.
What about getting that tiger in the room and all that? I mean, was that crazy, or do you have it?
Stayed away from that stuff. But, that was really exciting in the movie.
Yeah.
I really like those guys and respect those guys, and they're a big part of my success. And
then after that, you came out with your show. I actually saw it in MGM. I saw both shows. You also were going to come out with a second show. I saw the second show also that you did. You did it in the MGM, like a small room testing. And
that's something my wife created for us. It's something that everybody wants to see, and it's always it's just never off season. They want to see it all year round.
But how crazy was it to become a Broadway show and then have one of the greatest directors, Spike Lee, direct it and be involved in that?
I was very grateful and happy, and Spike was just, man, he was just the bone we needed.
Mm-hmm. So, Mike, to finish it off, I got to ask you, they're talking about you fighting Evander Holyfield.
Yes.
Do you see that happening, or who else would you like to fight?
I can see that happening in the near future in Holyfield, yes. Only thing we have to do is get some a small fundamental difference, get some paperwork done, and it's on to the races with me and Evander.
I like that. You know what I like is now you're smart. You understand the paperwork, and you don't jump in while getting the
100%. I'm not. Well, listen, I've learned so much. We don't need promoters. Promoters, what's a promoter? Overrated cheerleader?
Overrated cheerleader?
They tell a fighter how great he is. Yeah, you're the best. We're gonna beat everybody. What do you need? I like the promoters personally, but what do you need somebody in that position of business?
I agree.
To dictate your business. Now you gotta be nice to this guy, kiss his ass because he's the boss. No, you shouldn't have to do that. You should just go get the check and go what the hell you want to do. Don't have to talk to nobody. Right?
So I agree. I think it's amazing, and you. I mean, to see you set up your own league and to become a smart entrepreneur, businessman is amazing to watch this happen. And I think it should be a role model to a lot of athletes.
You know, I have a whole bunch of merchandise getting ready to come out, and everybody's just going mad about it, and I'm just looking forward to this.
Well, tell us a little about that. How are you going to drop it?
Well, my merchandise.
Yeah,
We're doing close around fight time.
but it's going to go on your website, right? Mike
Yes,
Tyson.
yes, yes.
And what else can you get on your website?
Hey, listen, man, it's almost like the dark web. You ask for something, and we have it.
I like that. I like that. So, Mike, before we go, is there anything you wanted to tell us? Or there's a lot of people on that are huge fans of your success. Again, I love the cover. This was an amazing cover.
I just want everybody to know, you know, the fight is on with me and Holyfield. And Holyfield's a humble man. I know that. And he's a man of God, but I'm God's man. And I'm going to be successful May 29th.
Mike, I just want to tell you, I've been a fan of yours for many, many, many years, and I've met you many a times. You've always been a gentleman and a class act, but to have you on the cover, this is actually, I don't know if you remember, this is your second cover with their magazine. The first.
Let's make 3 the couple.
Let's do it. But thank you so much for your time, and keep it up.
Thank
God
you.
bless. God bless you.
How are you, man?
Hey, get the fight.
Yeah, what happened?